Maar los alles mos vir my om dit te doen.
Right, sorry about that, guys. Internet and stuff, I don't know what's happening. It's just one of those nights. I mean, we started already with commentating issues due to hardware, if you can. We had sound glitches, and now people disconnecting, and now even us disconnecting. So, just one of those nights.
Yeah, I can confirm. Ranger Trevets, he's eagerly looking for another spare invite. He maybe needs to find a way to get back, join the session from a party chat, or from a friend's session. I know there's several ways to get back in. So he's back online, just needs to get back into the game.
We'll just have to wait, yeah, if someone can maybe, but Quentin already left the session, and of course it's invite only. Once you use your one invite, that's it. That's what some of the guys spam each other with that, so a lot of invites.
The spare invites that some people despise so much, but when they
there's
need
a reason why we do it. To see if we can get back in where we go. Maybe the guys listening, if someone can share a new link to the second part of the stream.
Back to the action. Emi Alonso 0.4 behind Safwan Quinton.
TKP
on
now.
the back of him, on the gearbox, through Wall of Champions.
I think Noir Raider should also be set till the end. He stopped. Ranger Trevette, that ghosting car coming into the pits now. Ferrari 6 and 7 with Dukes in front. Dukes also passed that ghost car. Dukes back into 5th. Alonso and Safran Quinton really having a tight battle here. One not making it easy for the other one.
Yeah, both on a similar strategy. 10 laps, 11 laps, so exactly the same plans.
Of course, who can let that strategy pay off better? That's the question.
Oh, Emi almost pushing too hard there. Car slightly going sideways.
Going to the ape and Quinton taking the more defensive line. Downward Casino straight, the other's wide open. Emi's coming on the only inside, coming up to the chicane. Emi's in front, Emi's done it. And of course, for good measure, you will have DRS again because this is a track with a double DRS zone. Tiki P has put it. Noir Raider sitting very pretty.
Yeah, Emi Alonso looks like he's finally overtaken Quinton.
Yep.
Easy now gonna let loose 1.1 seconds, so there has to have been a bit of a mishap there from Quinton.
Greens are also buggered, standing still, especially those two.
DKP also side by side and overtaking Quinton.
Quinton losing 2 places in a lap. Ranger
Trevette joined. He's managed to find his way back into the game. He'll find a newly pitted, fresh, 1 lap old car.
Surely he won't have to put again. Cost. Mack at the car behind, he would hope that car can coast a little bit longer. Also tricky now, you would have seen Ranger joining. And
yeah,
Mack is
I don't know if he's struggling to take control of the vehicle or if he's still actually joining the lobby.
But he's still ghosting.
But crucially, Mackett is past him and through, so looks like finally the ghosting has ended.
13 laps, of course, to go. And how nice is it to drink beer again?
Yeah. As cold as it is, I was on the beer first thing, went to draft.
Wow, both commentators on the same brand.
Hey.
Brand, same story, went to draft. And like you say, as cold as it is, normally
love it. Got
normally
beer
beer
a couple of years ago.
Yeah, but normally you do beer in
it.
the summer, and I mean, if you're hot, nothing beats a thirst like a beer. And I mean, you normally enjoy your beer in summer. But like you said, even if it's winter, we don't drink beer.
And I can attest to it, it tasted just as good as I remembered it.
Even better, you can't say no, you had to take another one. And I see Botha actually joined us again, on the new stream. Thanks, Botha. Again, sorry about that glitch, and call it a glitch. And leaving you guys high and stranded there. But yeah, broadcast just stopped. Happened before. Just one of those nights. But I see Botha making a comment there. Rain in 10 minutes.
Yeah, well, Canada without rain is probably not Canada.
But I've also seen a before game don't, where the weather report as per the game says no rain, and yet you see rain late in the race. So it's also possible. So of course, at the end of the day, it's a weather report. It's a estimation. You can't say for sure it's going to rain or not. So it's always a possibility.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's Canada.
Never been an exact science. It's always a prediction with a percentage of being right or wrong.
Correct. Noah Raider sitting pretty as well as TQP.
On board here with Ranger Trevet, he's not letting Mackett out of his sight, still 0.4 behind. Sure, he's got this rhythm going, he wants to keep it going. Crucially, Mackett, he wants to try and secure the championship, but I don't think he's gonna have enough firepower to do it tonight already.
Which is actually interesting for the viewers and for the championship, because all to fight for in the last race.
Yeah, no one actually likes a season to be wrapped up a race or two before the final race. No one likes a dead rubber.
Staffy with a penalty now. Staffy actually ahead of Boinkies. Boinkies, of course, his teammate via TNB. And of course, my co-commentator, our teammate to him as well. The Oceans Free, as Attie referred to earlier. So these guys already, correct me if I'm wrong, Staffy, I'm not sure about Boinkies, but Boinkies time, but Staff already the third time in a few days that he's on Canada.
Yeah, they should be well-oiled machines at this point.
Quentin also doing 2 leagues at least. A couple of the guys actually do, but it's like the third time in like just a couple of days that everybody's done Canada.
Can confirm
the
gap
down
between
Quentin.
P1 and P2 is currently 31, and if results stay as it is, it shrinks to less 7, which will mean 24. So theoretically Dookster can still win it if he takes a P1 and Mackett crashes out in the final race, if result stays as is.
Which
it
means
can still
that
dramatically change if Dookster can take that top spot.
said earlier at the start, the 3 leagues running the same track, which means we're going to have 2 different leagues decided in Austria at the next races. Of course, this coming Friday there's a TNB battle for the last race for championship, still undecided. And of course, what's happening here tonight, we can have the same story here. Next week, Tuesday, same time, same place, Austria, and we're only going to know who's the champion by the end of that race.
Yeah, like we said, like I just calculated, Mackett potentially just needing, 2 points in Austria.
He needs to be no lower than 9th. Speaking of which, Mackett dropped the place. Ranger got past him. Ranger really racing tonight.
Ranger made a big heroic move. They probably got a warning for corner cutting, but he went through either way.
But it would have been interesting if it wasn't for that where he would have been. Of course, at the time he was in first place.
Yeah, he's clearly got the hang of this track. So interesting how some drivers just love some tracks and just come alive, just click.
Boom.
I mean, I saw on Friday evening another driver that we're missing dearly tonight, old Frikkie, the judge man. And he was absolutely on fire. I couldn't believe the big names he left in the dust, if I may name. And DW will maybe laugh, but I mean, normally, you know, when those two get together, you know, look, it's a no battle. Just let him pass. But Frikkie on a mission Friday evening, and it just shows you some drivers on some tracks, they just click.
And if you think about past teammates, and he actually were running ahead of him. The one managed to leap him by the end, but pretty much that last part of the race, he was in front of both his teammates.
Yeah, even Muna found no way past, got overtaken twice by Frick, and eventually Muna, by some weird way, ended up in the Wall of Champions, DNFing himself. So I was just behind him, and I actually couldn't believe the way Frick was keeping it on the track against the big names.
In mind, the last part of that race, it was wet, and it was soaking wet. Quentin with a bit of clean air.
Mac at 0.7 behind Ranger. Doesn't look like he's majorly pulling Ranger back in. He is still getting DRS, but Ranger's slightly better than him on the outright pace at the moment.
Straight line speed definitely worth Ranger Trevette. Mackett with DRS still can't make any. As I said, Quentin running in clean air in front and behind him at 7 seconds. Duke still trying to catch DKP, 11 seconds off. Also got for all the tyres, as I said, DKP will not stop again. So is Noah Raider, but Noah Raider also got all the tyres, and DKP already took a couple of seconds out of Noah Raider. 5 laps to go after this. Surely those two are going to have a battle here at the end for that first place.
Yeah, look, that's another driver that's showing his outright pace here tonight, DKP.
And from that angle,
the one small little detail that we should keep track.
Oh, for second time penalty, as you say it.
Yeah, that's the big thing, the penalty count. And you know, when a guy like Boinkies gets a 6-second penalty yesterday evening, you just know it's one of those tracks where everyone's gonna get them.
Because you had a penalty Friday, like I said last night, and now there's penalty again. Boinkies also he's basically known to have no penalties. But now, third time, Canada on all 3 races, some sort of time penalty. Still running in 10th. DKP shrink a little bit more. And now under 2 seconds.
Yeah, look, Boinkies is gonna have to really push those softs. Already 6 laps old and 4 to go. That's gonna be 10, so they'll probably sit at around 60%.
Pretty much him and Quentin on the softs going to the end.
Oh, Mackett now hauling Tervet in, Tervet taking the defensive inside line. Mackett enjoying this DRS. Now been 3-4 laps of constant DRS, constant DRS.
Big Trav 7 seconds weer at the back behind Verlandel. And as I say, Verlandel time penalty, and of course now Big Trav gets one.
Yeah, this track reminds me a lot of like Russia as well. It's just a constant penalty, penalty, penalty.
That's it.
So many corners invite you to cut them. Low curbs. No real traction loss cutting them, so you go for it.
Poinky's starting to close down Staffy. We've still got this Ranger Trevette Mackett battle. Still neither giving an inch to each other.
Look for Trevette to keep that half a second, 0.6 gap without the use of DRS. Just means he's probably either running rich all the way or just got the outright pace.
Quentin still in that lonely 5th place. Of course, that's tough one, Quentin. No more Quentin ZA, that was our first and only retirement.
Oh. And just looking up the field, I think now back to the Mackett battle. Here's the move coming. Side by side, DRS open.
Yes, and he's on the inside. And he's on the right side of a track. Ranger immediately diving behind him to get some sort of slipstream.
Now it's Trevette's chance to reload those batteries, get the DRS. But only crucially 2 laps to go, so not a lot of time to wait for your move.
DKP with another penalty.
He's really pushing DKP, trying to get that gap below 1 second, 1,085. But unfortunately, in all those pushing doesn't help if you end up with 12 seconds of penalties.
Correct.
It was one weak point that we've identified previously with DKP. Just needs to look at those corner cuts. Is Trevette gonna make the move back on Mackett here? Hard brake zone into the DRS. Let's see. Boinkies gets his second 3-second penalty. I think Trevette's too far off. Looking up the field, DKP half second now. Is he gonna make a move? Oh, and another 3 second. He is cutting it blind. It's probably one of those races that just wants to say, look, I won on track. And to hell with the penalties. Let's see, he's hauling him in. Wall of Champions. Wisely backing out. Staying behind, tucking in. alone in the com box. Not hearing my fellow.
No. The last lap, you need to take us through this. I had the privilege last week. And funny enough, you can see it's actually dark. So what Botha was saying earlier, it looks real, but it's at the end, so it isn't going to make a real difference now.
DKP now giving it plenty.
But he's going to have to, because he's got penalties.
See a big move coming here.
But it's going to end up in tears as well, because both of them are hard races. For one's not going to give you other edge. In a situation like that, it normally ends up in tears.
Let's see this last DRS zone. He needs to be 0.2, 0.3 behind to have any chance.
Let's have a look. 3.4.
Is he gonna make a big final hero move here at the Wall of Champions? I think he's too far off. He needs to back out.
Too far off. This is gonna be Noah Raider.
Let's just see the penalty count. I think DKP is way above Noah Raider.
Noah Raider takes it. DKP second.
Great stuff, DKP.
Just wait for those penalties, of course.
Maybe Dookster can jump him. Let's see. There you go.
Yeah, Dookster jumped him.
Potentially Imi Alonso, no, he doesn't have that luxury. Looks like, Safwan Quinton jumps Imi Alonso. Mackett finishing ahead of Ranger, so if I'm correct,
that's 6th place. That's not bad.
Needs 2 points to clinch this championship next race. It's a P9 or better.
Right, just waiting for all of us to finish. Of course, it's just, call it the after race cool down if you want. There we go. Podium celebrations, and just to confirm, Noah Raider, of course, with Dookster and then DKP. Those two will be around with a higher penalty count there on DKP's side. Always heartbreaking, but then again, there's also the argument if you don't get some sort of penalty, you don't really push it to the max.
Yeah, just recapping, 26 seconds worth of penalties there on DKP.
Right, just confirmation of how we turned out. Noah Raider won it from Dookster, from Dicky. Imi Alonso then taking next place, of course, first from all the rest of the field, if I can call it that. Safwan Quinton 5th with Mac at 6th, Ranger Trevet 7th, Snifferlizer Boinkies 9th, and Staffy, of course, there in 10th place. And that's pretty much it, because those were the drivers who made it through. Of course, Valandel in the end at that disconnected. Of course, there was Big Trav as well, and of course Quinton Zede, who retired. Any questions or any comments from your side?
Yeah, well, will Mackett clinch it in this next race? 2 points. If he's anywhere there up front at the start of the race, I think he's got it in the bag. But let's not run away with it too early.
Now we'll have to wait to see first. But yeah, so at least something to look forward to next week.
Yeah, championship not yet in the bag, but minimal effort. 9th or 10th for Mackett. I think he'll take it any day.
A couple of guys can actually get himself in the middle of a tussle. Not that they want to, and maybe some might do it on purpose, some might do it by accident, but yeah, so last thing you want is those guys not to be too feisty next week, as these championship contenders actually are the ones who will beat each other. But of course we will have to wait to see. As I said earlier, next week of course it will be Austria. As confirmed just now again by Attie, of course that is going to be our championship decider. So next week this time we will know who won this championship.
Yeah, who is going to be Season 5's new Tier 1 champion.
Of course, based on that is pretty much it for tonight. So we're going to sign it off. Of course, next week, same time, same place. Then we will know, of course, who's going to be crowned as the champion for this season. And we after, of course, there's that bit of a break that I mentioned. We will just, do social races, etc. And of course, when the season resume, it will be F1 2020. Of course, remember to subscribe to the channel. If you do, you get your notifications automatically once there's activity on the channel. But thank you so much for joining. Thank you for support as always. Till then, keep safe. Cheerio.
Cheers.